Hello everyone, my name is Luca Chung and welcome back to another reaction video. So today we're here to watch a video called Clumsy FT Wolfychu. So that was the video that Wolfychu and Wolfychu make together. So I already watched the Clumsy video that made by Wolfychu on her channel, and also Wolfychu also in that part as well. So right now I'm going to watch the Clumsy video that made by Wolfychu, and also that means Wolfychu in here. Alright, so without further ado, let's watch it.
Anyone who knows me can tell you that I am a klutz. I have been cursed with perpetual clumsiness since probably birth. My older brother's favorite nickname for me is Clumsy Ox, which he's used since I was little and still uses to this day. My brothers told me that when I was a baby, my head was so cartoonishly big that I'd fall over from wherever I was sitting, especially if I was on some elevated surface. For context, here's what I looked like as a baby.
Aww,
Take a good look at that chonker.
that's cute.
They'd say in the middle of the night they'd occasionally be woken up by the sound of...
Aww.
I've fallen on my head/face so many times as a toddler, which maybe explains a lot. Like, I could have gone to Harvard, but I've been cruising through life with probably like 7 brain cells. I have 0 spatial awareness, so I'm constantly accidentally ramming my hips into the same table corner, or tripping over something, or knocking something over. It's as if I just forget body parts are a thing, you know? Overall, I'm a clumsy person, but surprisingly, I seem to do pretty well in heels. I think it's because heels sort of add a +5 buff to your style and confidence, and you feel like you have to do them justice and walk in perfectly balanced strides without a single misstep. Once the heels are on, you're that bad bitch. You're Washimi from Agretzko. You're the grown-up version of Chibiusa. You're Patrick Star in fishnet stockings. Heels make me feel like a woman of elegance, poise, and nicely toned calves. But as soon as they're off, it's back to being a klutz.
Okay, but having high heels is like a secret weapon is amazing, though. I can't even take one step in heels.
My clumsiness is actually worse when I'm not wearing shoes, if you can believe it. I really like wearing stockings and over-the-knee socks because they're cute and allow me to stay warm without having to wear pants. But as it turns out, walking on hardwood flooring with them on is like indoor ice skating. There have been way too many moments where I ran up someone's hardwood floors in tights or socks and just completely slipped and ate it on the last step, resulting in bruises and lots of writhing on the floor in pain. There's a few stories that stick out when I think about my clumsy moments throughout the years, and I'm just gonna go through a few one by one in chronological order. The banister. Somehow, despite everything, I have never broken a bone in my life. I have, however, sprained my ankle once. When I was in 6th grade, my middle school had these really long stairs that led to the 2nd and 3rd floors, and I'd always see kids sliding down the banister in between classes. The older kids always made it look so easy, and it honestly looked like a lot of fun. One day I was walking with some friends while it was quiet in the hallways, and when we came across the stairs, I thought to myself, now is the perfect time to slide down this banister. I'm gonna look so freaking cool. I've always wanted to do this. So I did, and as you've probably guessed, I landed on my face, spraining my ankle in the process. Had to use crutches for a short time after that, and I've never attempted to slide down any banisters ever since.
Oh my gosh, I remember wanting to try this too when I was little because I thought it would be so fun. But I was too short to even get up on the banister. It's probably a good thing though, because I'm pretty sure I would have done the same thing as you.
The pickles. So when I was 13, there was one wintry morning where I'd woken up early and decided to make myself a sandwich to pack for school. I was struggling with opening the pickle jar, and I decided I absolutely needed these pickles in my sandwich. But since my parents weren't home, I called up my best friend who lived just a few houses away from me and asked if I could bring over my pickle jar real quick so she could open it for me. Listen, I really needed these pickles. It was non-negotiable. I bring over my pickle jar, she graciously opens it for me, and I excitedly hurry off back to the direction of my house. However, it was winter, and there was a fresh patch of ice on the sidewalk in front of her front door. So my friend waved me goodbye and watched me happily run with my pickle jar, and then immediately slip on ice and fall on the ground, the pickle jar smashing into pieces beside me. She hurried over to where I was laying and yelled, "Oh my God, Emily, are you okay? Your hand is bleeding." And the only thing I could respond with was, But my pickles. I had my sandwich with no pickles that day.
Aww.
Tragic. Skate queen. A couple years ago, I worked as a camp counselor for one summer. It was a pretty fun and tiring job, though most of the fun came from going on field trips during the day, like laser tag, the zoo, ice skating, the park, etc. Ice skating was my personal favorite because it meant we got to stay inside a super cold building and get away from the scorching summer sun. But the most memorable trip for me would have to be when we went roller skating. This was my first time roller skating ever, and I was so excited to try it out. It was surprisingly difficult. I quickly figured out how to pick up speed and skate really quickly around the rink. But what did not come to me as quickly was figuring out how to brake. In an ice skating rink, you at least have walls you can kind of slam yourself into if you really need to stop yourself. But in this roller skating rink, there was none of that. In between the wall and the rink, there was a slightly elevated carpet area, and if you happened to go a little too fast and hit it, you'd be sent flying onto the carpet. I learned this the hard way. So kids, being the competitive, energetic little buggers they are, would ask, "Miss Emily, let's see who can go faster!" And, as the adult chaperone, the proper response would have been, "That sounds like fun, but as your camp counselor, it's my responsibility to make sure all of you are safe and having a good time, so I'm going to be taking it slow, but I'm more than happy to watch you skate as fast as you'd like." But instead, it was, "Oh yeah, bring it on, small child! I will leave you in the dust where you stand!" So being able to skate super fast around the rink impressed the kids for a short while, up until I inevitably caught my roller skate on the carpeted edge and threw myself onto the floor. And let me tell you, it burns when your skin rubs against the rink floor. And for some reason, I just kept doing it. Half because I was genuinely having a lot of fun, and half because I felt like I needed to redeem myself. It'd gotten to the point where some of the other counselors would be like, "You want to sit out for a bit? I can switch out with you," because you were just watching me turn myself into an animated ragdoll and not setting a stellar example for the kids.
That sounds like fun, though. I tried roller skating once back in school, and it really didn't end well either. I put them on and instantly just slipped down to the ground and couldn't get back up. Imagine a turtle that's fallen on its back. That's what I looked like. I haven't tried skating again since then.
Yay, story time!
One day, we were at a restaurant with friends. It was a restaurant where you could also pay to play board games at your table. I'd never seen something like that before, so I thought that was neat. It seemed like a nice restaurant, although the food wasn't amazing. We ordered the spaghetti, which was like $30, and we were like 90% sure that it was literally just canned spaghetti. Anyway, by the time we were gonna leave to go home, it started pouring down with rain super heavy. It was starting to look like some kind of water park outside. Since it looked like it wasn't gonna stop anytime soon, we had no choice but to just run for the car. It was intense running through the heavy rain. We didn't have umbrellas, so I was trying to cover my head with my hands and run fast. And then we finally reached the car, and I hopped in and just let out a sigh of relief to be out of that craziness. And then I looked up and saw a random woman in the driver's seat. I was so confused, it took me a moment to realize what was happening. The woman looked really shocked, and then I realized I'd hopped into a stranger's car. I freaked out and jumped out of the car straight away. I didn't say anything to her. I didn't even apologize. I just ran to Jordan's car and hopped in. He was just laughing like crazy while I was just dying from embarrassment, and we saw the woman in the other car speed away. Getting into the wrong car had always been one of those weird little fears of mine, and I can't believe I actually did it. I think I might have traumatized that lady a bit too. She probably doesn't leave her car unlocked anymore.
I feel like a lot of people like to assume clumsiness is an inherently cutesy trait, like, "Oh no, I've tripped over a breeze and delicately fallen into your arms. I'm such a klutz." When in reality, it's accidentally bruising yourself a little too often, waking up your roommates because you ran into everything trying to walk to the kitchen in the middle of the night for a glass of water, having to spend extra time cleaning up spills and dropped items, accidentally breaking things, hearing something like, "Emily, how did you run into a screen door? What are you, a bird?" And overall just feeling kind of incompetent. But it's okay. I always have my heels of deception. Check out Wolfychu's part of this collab in the description to listen to her Clumsy stories, and also one bonus Clumsy story from me that I share in her video. This collab was a lot of fun to work on, and I hope you enjoyed watching me expose one of my more shameful qualities. Stay until the end of the fan art to hear a special announcement. Oh, and also, happy first video of 2020! I look forward to drawing and improving even more in this coming year, and I hope you enjoy the content I have planned. I wish something exciting happened for a change. Meow. Oh, hi, Prince. What you got there? Huh? A letter? Could it be a love letter? Oh, it's not. It's even better. I'm going on tour with my friends. That's right, I'm going on my first ever tour in the West Coast with Ginger Pale, Illumination, Cool Man Coffee Dan, and Pat Graziosi from Life Noggin as MC. We're gonna play drawing games together on stage in front of a live audience who controls what we draw, so every show will be a little different. We'll be hitting up Los Angeles, Denver, Salt Lake City, Seattle, Portland, and Berkeley, so if you happen to be in the area, we'd love to see you there. I promise it'll be a blast and a half.
Wow, that sounds fun actually. Alright guys, so I'm gonna end the video here, so I'm gonna, oh my god. I still have some emotion when I saw, Wolfie's weird person. I still have a little bit emotion. I don't know why, okay? Alright guys, so I'm gonna end the video here, so I hope you guys enjoy. If you did, please leave a like and share to friends. Also, if you guys want to see more, please subscribe my channel, hit the bell button so you will know when I have new videos come out. And also, if you guys want to watch the original video, link will be in the description down below so you guys can watch it. And also check out Emery Chill and subscribe to her, alright? So thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye guys!